Hello friends, welcome back to the Maths online classes for KCET 2021. See, today we are going to learn the very important and also an interesting topic of first year, that is complex numbers and quadratic equations. So this is very easy, but we need to remember small theory concepts. Then you can solve the problems very easily, and this is very important topic. You will get minimum 2 questions from this chapter, complex numbers and quadratic equations. Now before going into discuss the complex numbers, just have an idea about iota. Here what do you mean by an iota? Here iota is nothing but square root of a negative number. Iota means square root of a negative number, but simply that we will represent with the letter small I. That small I means square root of minus 1. Okay, the small I means square root of minus 1, that we will consider as an iota. Okay, if I is equal to square root of minus 1, then I square will become minus 1, I cube will become I square into I, nothing but minus I power 4 is equal to I square into I square, which is equal to 1. Okay, these are the 4 common values you need to remember, and again these are I power 1, 2, 3, 4. After these 4, and again next 4 values will be same. Again this is equal to I minus 1 minus I 1. Like that, values of that I will repeats at an interval of these 4 values only. For example, if you want to find I power 56, see, first of all, to calculate this number, you need to divide that 56 with that 4. For example, 4 ones 4, and this is 1 and this is 6. Okay, 14s 4s, again it will be equal to 0. Whenever we get remainder 0, that means that value is equal to 1. That means if it is divisible by 4, then that value is equal to 1. If that remainder gives the value 3, okay, these are the remainders. If the remainder gives the value 3, that means it is minus I. If the remainder gives the value 2, that means it is equal to minus 1. If the remainder gives the value 1, then it will be equal to I. Okay, this is the simple logic you can understand. Now based on this, I have a problem for you that we will solve now. That is, okay, I will show you now. See here. Find the value of I power minus 3723. Okay, these type of questions also they may ask, or not only one single value, they may give like I power 63 plus I power 369 divided by I power minus 54 plus I power 210, like this. Like that also they will ask the values. Now before going to solve these type of questions, let us solve this simple type question. I power minus 3723. That I power minus 3723 we can write as 1 by I power 3723. Now in that power, whatever we have number, that we need to divide with 4. So if you simplify, 4 9s 36, here 1 2 4 4 3s 12, here the remainder is 3. Whenever we get remainder 3, what we have discussed, that is minus I. Okay, that means I power 3723 is minus I. That 1 by minus I, we can write it as minus 1 by I. And again you need to remember a point, I should not be in denominator, so you need to multiply with that same number again, I into I, which will be minus I by I into I square. We know the value of I square, which is equal to minus 1, that I will replace here. So minus I by minus 1, which is equal to I. So like this we need to find the values of iotas. Okay, I power, it may be whatever it may be the value. To find the value easily, divide with that 4 based on that remainder. If 0 means 1, 1 means I, 2 means minus 1, 3 means minus I. Like that we need to find. This is about iotas. For example, if the number is if a number is like square root of minus 5, the square root of minus 5 we can write as square root of minus 1 into 5, we can write now, square root of minus 1 into 5. So this one again we can write as square root of minus 1 into square root of 5. That means this one we can write as square root of 5 into I. Like this we can minimize whenever we get in terms of square root of a negative number. Okay, next, this class includes all the concepts of complex numbers in a detailed manner. in tomorrow's class we will learn how to solve the problems based on complex numbers. See, don't miss this video and tomorrow's video so that you can attempt at least minimum 2 to 3 questions in your CET. Okay, don't miss this concept class. Watch the class completely. Next concept, complex number. Okay, that complex number we will represent with z is equal to a plus ib, which is a combination of real number plus imaginary number. Complex number is a combination of real number plus imaginary number. See, here we have discussed these iotas, these type of numbers. Okay, and here z is equal to a plus ib. In that, a we will consider as real part of z, that will denoted with re of z. Here b part we will consider as imaginary part of z, that means im of z. For example, if z is equal to 2 plus 3i, re of z, okay, re of z we will write it as, consider as 2, im of z we will consider as 3, simple. Okay, for example, if it is minus 2 plus 3i, for this what is re of z? Re of z is equal to minus 2. See, whatever it may, plus means plus we need to take, minus means minus we need to take. Im of z is equal to 3. If it is, for example, 2 minus 3i, then re of z is equal to 2 and im of z is equal to minus 3. Okay, like this we need to find. Now based on this also I have an example question. Let us solve that one to understand the this concept of a complex number clearly. Now see the question, guys. If z is equal to 3 minus 2i, then find the value of 7 re of z minus 3 into im of z. Okay. See, 7 re of z. See, z given z is equal to 3 minus 2i. In that re of z we know that is 3 and im of z is nothing but imaginary number of z, which is equal to minus 2. That means now what they are, 7 re of z minus 3 im of z. Okay, which is equal to 7 into re of z is 3 minus 3 into imaginary of z. Imaginary of z is minus 2, which is equal to 21 plus 6, which is equal to 27. Okay, like that we need to solve if they ask based on the real part and an imaginary part. Hope you all understood. Next one, algebra of complex numbers. Nothing but how we will do calculations of a complex numbers in terms of addition, subtraction, multiplication and also in division. By using complex numbers we can also do addition, subtraction, multiplication and also division. But how to do? How to do the properties, how to add two numbers, how to subtract two numbers, we will discuss now. Okay, that is, here we have considered z1 equal to a plus ib and z2 is equal to c plus id. If these two are two complex numbers, that complex number will denoted with capital Z. Okay, if we have these two complex numbers, how to add two complex numbers? Let us see. z1 plus z2 is equal to a plus ib plus c plus id. See, if we have two complex numbers like this, we will add these two real numbers. Okay, what are those real numbers? A plus c plus this imaginary number, this I into b plus d. These corresponding elements only we will add, not like a plus c plus a plus id, not like that. Only corresponding numbers or element or variables, whatever it may be, that only we will add. This is how we will do in addition. For example, subtraction, z1 minus z2. So in this case, here a minus c, okay, a minus c, here plus I into b minus d. Okay, this is subtraction. A minus c plus I minus b minus d. This is how we will do subtraction. Similarly, in multiplication also, if we consider z is equal to a plus ib and z1 is equal to and z2 is equal to c plus id, then z1 into z2, okay, z1 into z2 can be written as, see all of you, this is a shortcut to write directly, that is AC minus BD, okay, AC minus BD plus I into AD plus BC. Okay, this is the shortcut you need to remember when you are solving, okay, MCQs questions. Z1 into Z2 is AC minus BD plus I into AD plus BC. For example, if okay, that we'll discuss later. This is the shortcut you need to remember when we are multiplying two complex numbers. See, okay, for that I will give an example. Z1 is equal to 2 plus 3i, Z2 is equal to 3 minus 4a, okay, 3 minus 4a. Then what is Z1, Z2? We know that Z1 into Z2 common form is AC minus BD plus I into AD plus BC. Here you know the value of A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3, C is equal to 3, D is equal to minus 4. That we need to substitute. Now A into C to 3 is 6 minus B into D. 3 into minus 4 minus 12, which will be plus 12 plus I into AD plus BC. 2 into minus 4 minus 8 plus BC. 3 into 3 9, which is 18 plus I. This is the multiplication of Z1 into Z2. Like this we need to multiply two complex numbers. Next, after addition, subtraction and multiplication, we will discuss the concept of division. See, for that I have considered an example. If Z1 is equal to 4 plus 3i, Z2 is equal to 2 plus 3i. Then division is nothing but Z1 by Z2, will write it as 4 plus 3i by 2 plus 3i. As I said, I should not be in denominator. We need to do rationalize. How we need to do rationalize? Rationalize with that negative of that number. 2 plus 3i means 2 minus 3i. Like that we need to multiply to both numerator and denominator. After multiplying, you will get like this. Okay. So that is 17 by 13 plus I into minus 6 by 13. Okay. So this is how we will do division. The very next concept, okay, is conjugate of a complex number. This is one of the important concepts in this complex numbers, that is conjugate of a complex number, that we will represent with Z bar. Okay. Now what do you mean by conjugate? Conjugate of a complex number is the mirror image of Z with respect to x-axis. As we know that here starting here complex number is nothing but, for example, in a Argand plane. Okay, in an Argand plane, you know Argand plane means, see, coordinate plane. Coordinate plane means having x-axis and y-axis will consider as coordinate plane or two-dimensional plane. Now when representing, see, in this two-dimensional plane we will represent only real numbers. Okay, but when we are representing complex numbers, that plane we will consider as Argand plane. What is that? Argand plane. In that Argand plane, this x-axis we will consider as real part of Z's, nothing but x-axis values, real numbers. These y-axis will consider as Im of Z, or nothing but imaginary numbers. For example, somewhere if we take like Z is equal to x plus Iy, distance from, okay, from here to here distance will be x, here to here distance will be y. So that's why we'll consider as x plus Iy as a point. Okay. Now here in terms of complex numbers, see, as it is real part, as it is imaginary part, I have considered Z is x plus Iy, some complex number in that first quadrant. Then as if x plus Iy is a complex number, for that conjugate we will write it as x minus Iy, nothing but mirror image of Z with respect to x-axis. With respect to x-axis only we need to do. Here with respect to x-axis means x-axis value won't change. Here x means here also x. So mirror image means y-axis will change. For example, if it is in y-axis means it will be in negative y-axis, minus y. Like that we need to consider. Now from the distance from this origin to that any complex number we will represent with r. Okay. But when comes to here, distance from origin to complex number and conjugate of a complex number, both are same. Why? Because here we are discussing about distance. Okay. Here in this theta we will consider as argument. Theta will consider as argument. Okay. As it is, for example, 60 degrees, this is nothing but minus 60 degrees. Angle will be same, but negative we need to consider. Why? Because it is in clockwise direction. Now, how to consider conjugate of a complex number is, for example, if z is equal to 2 plus 3a, then conjugate of z is denoted by, okay, is denoted by z bar. Remember that. Now for this number, z bar is equal to 2 minus 3a. We should not disturb this real part. We need to disturb only this imaginary part, that 2 with minus. Okay. Now for example, if z is equal to minus 2 plus 3a, then z bar is equal to minus 2 minus 3a only. Okay. You should not disturb x part. Whatever, if it is minus means minus, plus means plus. We need to change this imaginary part only. Next one, for example, if z is equal to minus 2 minus 3a, then z bar is equal to minus 2 plus 3a. We need to change this imaginary part symbol. Minus means plus, plus means minus. Hope you all understood. Next, after this conjugate, we will discuss this modulus. Here modulus is nothing but see, in common terms, modulus means always positive, right? Okay, here also modulus means it is positive only. Why? Because that modulus is nothing but distance from origin to that complex number we will consider as modulus. That modulus we will represent with either with modulus of z or with simple small r. That small r is nothing but square root of x square plus y square if the complex number is x plus iy. See how we will get that modulus of z is equal to square root of x square plus y square means, if we consider this triangle, okay, this triangle, this distance is x, this distance is y, as it is r. Simply apply Pythagoras theorem, as here it will be argument theta. Okay, if you apply Pythagoras theorem, r square is equal to, okay, x square plus y square, then automatically r will become square root of x square plus y square. Okay, like this we will identify, but that should be always positive. Now for example, here if you consider conjugate, okay, conjugate number for the z, which will represent with z bar, which is x minus iy. For that, modulus of z bar is also equal to x square plus y square only. Why? Because this is x square minus y whole square. Minus y whole square is also nothing but y square only. Therefore, by this we can conclude that modulus of z is also equal to modulus of z bar. That means distance from origin to complex number is also equal to distance from origin to its conjugate number. So this is the concept regarding modulus of a complex number. Next, inverse of a complex number. What is that? Inverse of a complex number. See, sometimes we can call simply inverse of a complex number, otherwise multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse, like this also we can call. That we will represent with z inverse. That is, inverse of a z is also a complex number which locates on the line segment joining the origin and conjugate of z and at a distance of 1 by r from origin. That we will consider as an inverse of a complex number. Now, how to write that inverse of a z? For example, here and I will show with an example. If I will consider z is equal to 2 plus 3a. Before that, I am considering z is equal to x plus iy. Now here z inverse is nothing but 1 by z. But 1 by z means what? 1 by x plus iy. But 1 by x plus iy, in that I is there. What I said, I should not be in denominator. Now what we need to do? We need to do rationalize. Rationalize with what? Conjugate number. Remember, we need to do rationalize with conjugate number. So if 1 by z is there means into z bar by z bar. So here we will get z bar by z into z bar. This is nothing but z bar by modulus of z whole square. Z into z bar will be modulus of z whole square. Why this? So that means inverse, multiplicative inverse z inverse is equal to z bar by modulus of z whole square. Modulus of z or modulus of z bar, both will be same. So this is the multiplicative inverse. Here I will tell why this z into z bar is equal to modulus of z whole square. Okay, before that we have discussed if z is equal to x plus iy, what is modulus of z? Square root of x square plus y square. Now why here z into z bar is modulus of z whole square means, see, by you according to this example I am telling, z into z bar, which is 2 plus 3i into what is complex number here? 2 minus 3i. As it is in the form of a plus b into a minus b, we know the formula a square minus b square, nothing but 2 square minus 3i whole square, nothing but 2 square 4 minus 3 square 9 into I square. As we know the I square value minus 1, it will become 4 plus 9, right? So here this is nothing but 13, and also we can write as 2 square plus 3 square, nothing but z into z bar means x square plus y square, that is nothing but modulus of z whole square. This is called multiplicative inverse. For that multiplicative inverse we have a shortcut, okay, that I will write here. For example, if z is equal to a plus ib, okay, this is all no need to solve, guys, okay, simply remember this form. If z is equal to a plus ib, then multiplicative inverse of z is what we will represent with z inverse. That z inverse is equal to, remember, a by a square plus b square minus I into b by a square plus b square. Okay, this is the shortcut to remember, to write that multiplicative inverse of z without solving. So this is nothing but this only. Z bar means what? Conjugate of x plus iy is x minus iy. Similarly, a plus iy means a minus ib divided by modulus of z square. For x plus iy is x square plus y square. For a plus ib is a square plus b square. This is how we will write directly of multiplicative inverse of z. The next concept is multiplicative identity. Okay, multiplicative identity, that I will tell here. So, multiplicative identity. Okay. Multiplicative identity is nothing but, for example, if we multiply two complex numbers like z into z1, okay, I will consider z is equal to x plus iy something, with some another complex number. After multiplying z into z1, after multiplying z into z1, if we get z, same this z, then we will consider z1 is called multiplicative identity. Okay, multiplicative identity of z. Okay, this is called multiplicative identity. For that condition is z into z1 equal to z, then z1 is called multiplicative identity of z, or z is called multiplicative identity of z1. Okay, next, polar form. Next concept, polar form. This is very important concept. Polar form. Polar form is the representation of a complex number, okay, in circular constants, nothing but r comma theta. See, as we know that if it is a organ plane, this will consider as x, this is considered as y, when if it is an x plus iy. As we know that this is r, which is also nothing but modulus of z. Okay, see, I'm considering this triangle here, and I will apply some angle this with the argument. I will apply sine theta here. Okay, sine theta, this is y and this is x and this is r. What is sine theta? Sine theta is nothing but opposite by hypotenuse. Opposite is y, hypotenuse is r, is equal to y by r. Then what is y? Y is equal to r sine theta. Here I will apply cos theta. Cos theta means what? Opposite by, adjacent by hypotenuse, nothing but x by r, that means x is equal to r cos theta. That means instead of x we can also write r cos theta, instead of y we can also write r sin theta. Now by replacing, see, as we know that z is equal to x plus iy. If we replace x and y values with these, we will get the polar form. That's it. That means what is x? X means r cos theta plus I into what is y? Y means r sin theta. That means if we take r common from here, what we'll get is cos theta plus I sin theta. This is what the complex number in a polar form. See, polar form is nothing but the same complex number only, but we'll represent in terms of cos and sin. And you remember the order, first should be cos and then next should be sin only. Why? Because we have a proof that is according to this theorem. Okay, that means this is the polar form. Z is equal to r cos theta plus I into sin theta. See, similarly they will ask some questions based on, they will give some complex numbers, they will ask to write in terms of polar form. From that basis also they may ask some questions based on this CET. Okay, now I will solve those questions individually and how to convert the complex number into polar form. See, I will consider an example. First one, that is z1 is equal to 1 plus root 3i. Okay, z1 is equal to 1 plus root 3i. Now this complex number we need to convert into polar form, that is r into cos theta plus I sin theta. Now in order to find that cos theta and sin theta, we need to find that angle theta, right? So further, to find that theta, we have another shortcut, that is tan theta is equal to y by x. Why? Because from this figure, what is tan theta? Tan theta means opposite by adjacent, y by x. That means from this tan theta, if we get that angle, that same angle we can use here for cos theta and also for sin theta. See here, what is y, what is x? That means this is the value, x is equal to 1 and y is equal to root 3. That we will replace here. That means tan theta is equal to y by x. Root 3 by 1 is root 3. If tan theta is equal to root 3, then what is theta? Theta is equal to pi by 3. Theta is equal to pi by 3. And again, to find that polar form, we need r. What is r? Square root of x square plus y square. Nothing but square root of 1 square plus root 3 whole square is 1 plus 3. Nothing but square root of 4 is 2. That r should be modulus. That means we should consider only positive number. Therefore, polar form is of z is equal to r into 2 into cos theta. What is theta? Pi by 3. Cos pi by 3 plus I into sin pi by 3. Like this we need to solve. Okay, understood? Next, out of these four, and there one more example I will tell. After that I will tell the shortcut how to consider that angles. Okay, I will consider another angle, that is z3 is equal to -1 minus root 3 into I. For that, what is r value? Square root of x square plus y square means -1 whole square plus minus root 3 whole square, which is nothing but 1 plus 3 only, which is equal to 2. That means modulus will be same here. R is equal to 2 we got. Okay, according to these values. Now what is theta? Tan theta is equal to y by x. As I said here, what is y? Minus root 3. What is x? -1. Here we got tan theta is equal to root 3, then theta is equal to what we got? Again pi by 3 we got. Okay, theta is equal to again pi by 3 we got. But here for this problem we should not consider it as pi by 3. Why? Because here clearly it is, we can observe that as here x and y both are positive, that means complex number is in first quadrant. That means angle will be less than 90, greater than 0. But here as this complex number values are both are negative, x also negative, y also negative. That means this is in third quadrant, Q3. That means it should not be pi by 3, right? This is the common sense. Now to find the angle in Q3, the formula is theta minus pi. Okay, theta minus pi. That you need to remember the trick. Theta minus pi, that is pi by 3 minus pi. What is pi by 3 minus pi? Pi minus 3 pi by 3, nothing but minus 2 pi by 3. Understood? Now we will substitute in terms of polar form, that is z is equal to r into, what is r value we got? 2 into cos theta. What is theta? Minus 2 pi by 3 plus I into sine minus 2 pi by 3. Like this only we need to solve. Now I'll tell why we need to do theta minus pi. Simply remember this. Okay. Now if the given complex number is in first quadrant, that means based on that x and y values, if it is first quadrant means what we will get theta by solving tan theta, that is only we should consider as that angle for here theta. If it is in second quadrant, that means here plus and minus condition, we should take pi minus theta. After getting theta equal to some pi by 3, we need to do pi minus of pi by 3. That is when it is the in second quadrant. As like this, if it is in third quadrant means we need to do theta minus pi. If it is in fourth quadrant means whatever will get angle, that we need to write it as minus theta. This is very very important. You need to remember. This is Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. These angles you need to consider for this as theta in argument for converting complex number into polar form. Hope you all understood. If not, you ask in group. I will explain clearly once again. Next one. So these are the two new concepts I am going to explain now. That is cube roots of unity and again Euler form. Okay. First we will discuss cube roots of unity. See, cube roots are nothing but by using that name we can identify that we are having three roots. For example, see here, if z cube is equal to 1, then roots of these equations are called cube roots of unity. Z cube is equal to 1. If z is a complex number, z cube is equal to 1, then roots of these equations are called cube roots of inequality. See, for example, I will consider x cube is equal to 1. As x cube is equal to 1, then what are the roots? As it is clearly, it is a cubic equation. Cubic equation means three roots we should get. But what are those three roots if x cube is equal to 1? See, by using this equation we can identify x equal to 1 is one root. Okay, this is a first root. Why? Because 1 cube is 1. Now what about that remaining roots? Okay, what about that remaining roots? That we need to identify now. So that is this concept. Now as it is x cube minus 1 equal to 0, if we bring here, so this we can write x minus 1 into x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0, right? If you multiply this, you will get this x cube minus 1 equal to 0. Now according to this, x minus equal to 0 means x minus equal to 0, here it is x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0. That means x equal to 1. This is first root. Now remaining two roots we will get this from equation. As it is a quadratic equation, we know how to find roots. That is minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Here a value is 1, b value 1, c value is also 1. Okay. Now to find the roots, minus 1 plus or minus square root of b square, 1 minus 4ac, nothing but 4 divided by 2a is 2. So it will become minus 1 plus or minus square root of minus 3 by 2. Minus 3, root over minus 3 we can write as root 3 into I by 2. That means here the two roots are minus 1 plus I into root 3 by 2 or minus 1 minus I into root 3 by 2. Now these two roots we will consider by combining these three roots we will consider as cube roots of unity. Now those cube roots of unity we will represent with 1, omega and omega square. That means first root is 1 as it is. Now second root omega is equal to minus 1 plus I root 3 by 2. Omega square means minus 1 minus I into root 3 by 2. So these are the three roots. Those three roots we will consider as cube roots of unity. In tomorrow's class, I will explain clearly in some of the problems how we will use these cube roots of unity. But until then, you remember the cube roots of unity will represent with 1. This will read as omega and this will read as omega square. So these are those values. Now when comes to those properties, okay, when comes to those properties, see here I have written, when come to those properties, omega cube, that value is equal to 1. Okay, omega cube value is equal to 1. Next, omega square whole cube is also equal to 1. Why? Because omega square whole cube, we can also write omega cube whole square. That means this value 1 square is also equal to 1. Okay, and then next, 1 plus omega square, that value is equal to 0. That means according to this, if we got here, we got 1 omega value and omega square value. If we do, if we add all those, like 1 plus omega square, definitely we'll get that value 0 if these two roots are correct. Okay, so this is another property you need to remember. Now, how to find this omega power 23 or omega power any number like this? As for iota, okay, for iota, like I powers, okay, I power some integers, how we are finding? Based on multiplying, based on that value of 4, we will divide with 4. Why? Because value will repeats at an interval of 4 values, consecutive values. Here also omega value is also same, 1 omega square. Again these values will repeat, omega cube, omega power 4, omega power 5. That's why 1 omega square. After omega square, omega cube will be there. That omega cube will be again 1. That means those values will be repeat. Now how to find omega power 23 means that power we need to divide with that 3. So that means here 3 sevens 21, here remainder is 2. If it is remainder is 2, that means the number is omega. Okay, that number is equal to omega. If remainder is 3, that means omega square. Okay, like that we need to find the values. Next, see here, if 1 plus omega r plus omega power 2r is equal to 0, if r is not a multiple of 3, remember 1 plus omega power r plus omega power 2r is equal to 0 if r is not a multiple of 3. R is not a multiple of 3, then the value will be 0. If it is, if r is a multiple of 3, let us take the value r is equal to 3, I will take. Okay, then this form will become 1 plus omega power 3 plus omega power 3 means 2 into 3, which is equal to 6. That means 1 plus, we know that omega cube value 1 plus omega power 6 we can write as omega cube whole square, which is equal to 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is equal to 3. So these are the values you need to remember. 1 plus omega power plus r plus omega power 2r is equal to 3 when r is a multiple of 3. If r is not a multiple of 3, that means that value will be equal to 0. For that also I will give an example. If r is equal to 4 you take, which is not a multiple of 3, then it will become according to this 1 plus omega power 4 plus omega power 2r, that means 2 power 4 is 8. Okay, then that means which is equal to 1 plus omega power 4 we can write as omega power 4 we can write as omega cube into omega. Omega cube value is what? 1 into omega is omega, plus this one we can write as omega power 4 into omega power 4. Okay, omega power 8 we can write as omega power 4 into omega power 4. As it is omega power 4 is omega into omega is omega square. Now according to property 1 plus omega square is equal to 0. That means if r is a multiple of 3 we will get 3. If r is not a multiple of 3, we will get that 0. So this is a very important property of cube roots of unity. And again, in terms of cube root of unity, argument of z will be 2 pi by 3. Argument of z is 2 pi by 3. Argument of omega square is 4 pi by 3. Now you may get doubt that how we will get arguments, sir. See here, omega is a complex number. From this complex number we will get arguments or not theta. How to get theta? Tan theta equal to y by x. That theta is only here. Argument of omega, which having complex number minus 1 plus root 3 by 2 is 2 pi by 3. Argument of omega square, which is having minus 1 minus root 3 by 2 is 4 pi by 3. Okay, you need to remember this. And again one thing, if omega power 3r is equal to 1, and again omega power 3r plus 1 is equal to omega power 3r plus 2 is equal to omega square. Here r you can take any number like omega r as 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay, next. Okay, see guys, I will send this PDF also, this concept PDF also. Let us go through after the class also. Next, the last concept is Euler form of complex numbers. So I think you have heard that first time in the complex numbers. Why? Because it is not there in PU concept. So here Euler form is nothing but it is a number they have abstracted from the complex number itself. We know that complex number means z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. This is also a complex number only, but it is in polar form. That in that z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta, that cos theta plus I sin theta only we will consider as Euler number. That cos theta plus I sin theta is considered as Euler number. That Euler number we will represent with e power I theta. That means in problems whenever we have e power I theta, that is nothing but Euler number, that is cos theta plus I sin theta. In this Euler number we won't consider this modulus, remember. Similarly, if cos theta minus I sin theta, nothing but in z bar r equal to cos theta minus I sin theta, this we will consider as e power minus I theta. Okay, and we know that, okay, this is the z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. As complex number z is equal to x plus iy, we will represent with polar form, that is z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta, which we will consider as polar form. Similarly, we have Euler form. Okay, that Euler form is z is equal to r into e power I theta. Why? Because cos theta plus I sin theta is equal to e power I theta. This is considered as Euler form. Only e power I theta will consider as Euler number. R into e power I theta will consider as Euler form. Next one, De Moivre's theorem. This is very important concept for competitive examinations. See, a simple formula for calculating the integral powers of a complex numbers in the form of cos theta and sin theta is known as De Moivre's theorem. See, here clearly you can understand that Euler number is nothing but cos theta plus I sin theta, but not sin theta plus I cos theta. This also you need to remember. Euler number means only cos theta plus I sin theta. Here this De Moivre's theorem, by using that we will find integral powers of those complex numbers, like cos theta plus I sin theta power n is nothing but cos n theta plus I sin n theta. Similarly, cos theta minus I sin theta power n is equal to cos n theta minus I sin n theta. If we multiply these two, like cos theta plus I sin theta into cos theta minus I sin theta, the value is equal to 1. Why? Because here we can observe that this is in the form of a plus ib into a minus ib, which results a square plus b square, which is cos square theta plus sin square theta, which is equal to 1. That means if you multiply those two Euler numbers, okay, z into z bar, in those we will get the value 1. Another one, if sin theta plus I cos theta whole to the power of n. Here observe these two differences. Cos theta plus I sin theta power n means cos n theta plus I sin n theta. This is Euler number, but this is not. Sin theta plus I cos theta whole to the power of n is, here we will get cos n theta plus I sin n theta, but here we will get cos n pi by 2 minus n theta. Here this is sin n pi by 2 minus n theta. See why here the difference is? Why? Because this should be cos, right? This should be cot. So that's why sin we will write it as cos 90 minus theta. Again this cos I will write it as sin 90 minus theta, right? Now that 90 minus theta, but here power n is there, so that's why n pi by 2 minus n theta. Here also power n is there, so that's why sin n pi by 2 minus n theta. So that is the difference between these two. See, today you will have an exam based on only this, by using this concept. What we have discussed the concept, based on this only you will have, based on polar form, conjugate, okay, and modulus, okay, and Euler form. Based on these De Moivre simple concepts, okay, and using cube roots of unity. So that's why you read the concept thoroughly, and if possible watch the class once again. Tomorrow I'll discuss all the MCQs models which the possibility, high possibility will be there to get in your CET examinations. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you, have a nice day.